I'm going to be sharing about a math lesson flow that I use in my classroom. It's kind of a flow that I use over the course of 1 day or 2 days. And so I'm hoping that even if you don't teach math, you're able to pull something into it to your own content. So my name is Tessa Anderson. I'm a middle school math teacher, and I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math. Each year, I have one period that is co-taught with a special education teacher. And so I kind of want to start us off by looking at a visual from Dan Meyer, who is a math educator and researcher. And he has this matrix of things that are easy and hard versus simple and complex. So it's easy and simple to turn on a light switch. It's a simple idea to love your neighbor as yourself, but hard to do. Compared to things that are more complex, such as setting up IKEA furniture, doing taxes by hand is hard and complex, all of those things. And what he poses is, well, where does teaching fall into this matrix? We know that teaching is hard. It's going to be hard regardless. So we know it's going to be hard regardless. And we can choose to either make it simple or add complexity to it. And so this lesson flow was my attempt to make things more simple, especially differentiating for a wide range of abilities in my classroom. As a first-year teacher, I was really struggling to sort through data and to make small groups and to really meet students where they needed to be. And this was a flow that helped me make those changes for my small groups, because my small groups were not flexible enough. When I was looking at data with my best intentions to predict, were never perfect. It changed during the day, and I was spending too much time. So I was really trying to simplify it, this very hard task. So the flow starts with this kind of discourse prompt here. And kind of goes through a lesson, and each of these points where there's a notepad and pencil is kind of a spot where I am collecting formative data and then cueing students in on that process as well, and they're looking at their data as well. So the discourse prompt is open-ended questions paired with a picture, such as what do you notice, what do you wonder, which one doesn't belong, and what is similar and what is different. And all students have entry into these low-floor, high-ceiling tasks. And what's great about these as well is that I'm really cued into students' understanding and background knowledge and what they're bringing to the table in regards to this lesson. So here's a few examples. You're also understanding students' vocabulary. Are they talking about R, or are they using the word radius? And then you can bring that in to your lesson. So however your lesson is, however you teach it, you have that information about their background knowledge for that content. I finish up with a do I understand check-in that is digital, where students have 4 or 5 questions where they see where they're at with their learning. I like it digital, but any way that you do it, physical, paper, sort them out real quick, and that informs small groups I'm going to pull for that day. And also the intentional practice students are going to do when they're not in small groups. So the small groups are decided on students who might need more support, or who need extension with either me or my co-teacher. I love Google Forms because a few clicks of the button, I have a spreadsheet it can easily sort out, and we can decide I'm going to meet with those 4 people, you're going to meet with those 5, I'm going to then go with these 6. And also students then understand why they're being pulled into this small group. And what's really been great about it is because when you do small groups, students are so aware, regardless of what you call small groups, if they're low, medium, or high. And so students understand when they're getting more support and more help and why they are. And they're also seeing everybody in the class getting more support when they need as well. This flexibility is also built into the intentional practice that students do on their own when they're not in small group. And so we do that practice with a thing called Math Path. And so all students work on practice on their own. But if they have shown mastery, they might choose to do the most difficult problems first, and that is informed by their do I understand. Then students are able to move through to a what I need time, kind of tie up any loose ends, and then go to an extension activity or project. And what this allows is that all students have the opportunity for advanced or accelerated learning, and me or my co-teacher are not the arbiters of who gets to be advanced and who doesn't get to be advanced. Because there is so much student choice, with student decisions, with the intentional practice and grouping, the exit ticket is so important to check in that students are accountable, that we're accountable for our small groups, and they can see that learning takes place from the do I understand to the exit ticket. The biggest part of this flow was the growth mindset I saw with students. They could see that they were able to learn and that everyone was able to get the support they needed. It's been really awesome, and students come up and celebrate their exit tickets with me and my co-teacher. And because I wanted to simplify, the biggest idea is to go slow to go fast, to get these structures into place. You can plug in your content once students understand those structures and are able to do it. Thank you.